Hello and welcome to another episode of the Confident Musician Show. You are tuning in to 5 pro tips of I am just so lazy, how can I be more productive? My name is Brett Cusack, aka Megalove, and I'm a musician, songwriter, mindset coach, music educator, and life coach. And at the Confident Musician, we help musicians to do some cool stuff. At the Confident Musician, we help you to overcome self-doubt and overwhelm and be able to speak efficiently on live videos to create more confidence than you ever thought possible so you can make music, make a difference, and share your unique talent with the world. If you see or hear anything in this video that you find unique, valuable, interesting, please let us know in the comments. We want to make these videos as best we can, and your information and feedback helps us do that better than any other bit of information. And if you know somebody else who's a little bit lazy and needs some help being productive, you can tag them in this video or share this with them in a DM. All right, let's jump into our content today. 5 pro tips of I'm just so lazy, how can I be more productive? Tip number 1 is that you are both lazy and productive, and that happens all throughout your life, no matter what. Every human being is lazy. So I just wanted you to give yourself a bit of a break. The most important thing for me, learning that being lazy is actually being part of the process of being a human being. And if we were productive all the time, we would just burn out. So being lazy is part of being a whole human being, and we need that part of ourselves in order to grow most. So just give yourself a break. It is part of who you are. And then as we go through our video today, you'll probably start to understand that there's some things happening that may be causing the laziness, and also maybe not so much the laziness, but what you are making that laziness mean about yourself. Tip number 2 is, where are you not lazy? In what areas are you self-starting and motivated? So if you are acknowledging that you are lazy and maybe you're beating yourself up a little bit, it's always a great idea to acknowledge that in what areas are you not being lazy. So where are you being productive and where are you being motivated? So you might be scrolling a lot on Instagram, or you might be spending time in bed, or you might be watching lots of Netflix. But all of these things are part of your value system, and whenever you stop scrolling is something that's actually important to you. So just acknowledging in what way are you being productive or motivating? So you might be scrolling on Instagram, but you might be watching trailers for your favorite superhero movies or Star Wars trailers, or I just started watching these amazing video of this guy that's dug a tunnel in his backyard. And I obviously love building things. And I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm being a bit lazy at the moment, and I'm just learning and, being a human being and exploring, because if I was being productive all the time, I would burn out. So where are you not lazy? Tip number 3 is, what are all the benefits of doing the tasks that you'd love to do more of? So if you are procrastinating or stalling on something, it's because the strategy you're using is giving you more benefits than drawbacks. So your brain's primary purpose is to keep you safe. And so if you've got an experience, either from yourself or from somebody else that you've seen, where whatever you're trying to actually not be lazy in and be productive in is actually scary, difficult, hard, and then you have more drawbacks consciously, or probably most likely subconsciously, built up that thing is going to be dangerous, scary, hard. You might lose money, you might fail, people might not like you, you might get kicked out of the tribe and not be liked anymore. So we want to stack up a bunch of benefits to doing that task, so that when you perceive it in your unconscious mind or subconscious mind, you start to see that task is actually on the way instead of in the way. So your laziness might just be revealing to you that whatever it is that you're trying to do is actually not that important to you, or you do have some stories or limiting beliefs keeping you stuck. So creating that benefit list will help you move in that direction and hopefully start to become on the way instead of in the way. And I'm not saying 1 benefit or 2 benefits. Sometimes it might be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 benefits. Say g'day if you're watching live, or say g'day if you're watching back not live, and let us know where you're tuning in from. Tip number 4 is, what are the potential fears you might be facing? So when you start to acknowledge that some of the fears of wherever you're being lazy or whatever you're not being productive in, just starting to acknowledge that you're afraid of losing friends, you're afraid of people not liking it, you're afraid of wasting money, you're afraid of not being smart enough, you're afraid of people telling you that it's bad or crappy. What are all the benefits of that thing actually coming true. So if someone says that your music's not very good, that's going to help you actually acknowledge that, okay, cool, I got some room to grow. And it might just stick a fire under your butt to get moving. Because I know when someone says that something of mine is not that good, it makes me go, okay, cool, maybe I don't want to do that anymore. Or maybe I'm actually going to put some more energy and time into it in order to improve the skills. So my Confident Musician Show videos when they first started weren't as well produced as what they are now. And same goes with my singing. My mum said it to me many times, and my brother said it to me many times, where your singing voice is not that good. So I went and got singing lessons, and I went and learned and developed and sung heaps and did heaps of gigs, and it improved over time. So what are the potential fears you might be facing, and what are the benefits of those fears actually coming true? So when you acknowledge that the fears coming true actually have benefits to them as well, you're probably more likely to move in that direction, things then becoming on the way instead of in the way. Tip number 5 is to get a coach or mentor to guide and inspire you along your journey to help uncover the problems behind the problems. And that's why I've created my online course, which is called Confidence and Happiness Secrets for Musicians. And inside that, there's a whole bunch of video trainings to help you master time management without overwhelm, how to create rock star confidence, how to write songs that stand out. And there's about $1,800 worth of value, and you can get it on the link below this video for less than the cost of a packet of strings. So I don't know how long it's going to be at that price, so make sure you get a copy straight away. All right, let's recap our 5 pro tips. Tip number 1 is you are both lazy and productive, and that is conserved all the way through your life. So just give yourself a break, and whatever you are being productive in is where your values most lie. So just acknowledge that sometimes when you're chilling out, having a break, you're still, you might be scrolling, but you might be learning things about songwriting. You might be learning things about video editing. You might be learning things about whatever it is. So you might be listening to music and taking some time out to actually enjoy that, which is something that you probably don't do enough. Tip number 2 is, where are you not lazy? So just acknowledge that you are a whole human being, and throughout your life, you're always going to be lazy and productive in different areas of your life. So wherever you're not being lazy is probably actually what's most important to you. In what areas are you self-starting and motivated at the moment? So if you are feeling like you're being lazy, if you start to acknowledge that you're also not being lazy, you're actually going to give yourself a bit of a break as well. Tip number 3 is, what are all the benefits of doing the tasks that you want to do more of? So if you're procrastinating on something or stalling on something and not being productive in some area, it's because whatever that is actually not that important to you. And I want to say this with love. Is it time to let it go? Or if you start to stack up some benefits of actually doing the task, that will actually help you to see that task on the way instead of in the way. Because whatever the story is that's stopping you from moving forward just means that you stay stuck. And so that's the strategy that your brain's using up until this point. And in order to grow in our lives, we always need to change the way that what we're making those things mean. Tip number 4 is, what are your potential fears you might be facing? So just bringing those to the surface. I'm scared. I'm worried about losing my friends and family. I'm afraid I'm not going to look cool enough. I'm afraid that I'm not smart enough, not talented enough. I'm afraid no one's going to turn up. I'm afraid no one's going to listen to it. I'm afraid all of these things. So just bring those things up and then start to acknowledge what are the actual benefits of those things coming true. Because if you want to be a confident musician, you are going to have to go through all of these fears in order to become self-evident and to actually stand in your true authenticity. No one, none of the people that you look up to just kind of sat there and were like, yep, not going to do the thing. They did the thing. They got out there and they actually made it happen. So what are the benefits of those things coming true? Tough skin, learning to allow positive and negative feedback in, because you're going to get both of those things no matter who you are. Creating some more consistency, learning what works and what doesn't work. All of these things are so important for being a confident musician. And tip number 5 is to get a coach or a mentor to help guide and inspire you along your journey. It is going to cost some money to invest in getting some help. But what you can't do is replace the time that you might waste trying to figure it all out on your own. So you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. And some of my clients, actually, a great deal of my clients are always saying, I wish I did it sooner. So if you feel like I could be the person to help you along your journey, whether that's with songwriting, networking, collaboration events, getting some music lessons, helping you improve your singing or guitar playing, helping get some production done for your songs, or it could be some life and mindset coaching, helping you to either develop a business or regulate your emotions in order to stay a little bit more balanced so you're not tick-tocking up and down. So if it sounds like these some things might be able to help you. You can book a 15-minute obligation-free call with me just to start the conversation, to see where you're at, what your challenges are, where you'd like to go, and we can see whether we can be the right fit to work together. So only have a few of those spots available every week, but make sure you book one in right away so you can get the conversation so we can get the conversation started and see where you're going, so you're not wasting any more time trying to figure it out on your own. I would love to help. Alrighty, thanks you so much for watching this video. If you found something useful, valuable, or interesting, please let us know in the comments. And if you know somebody else who's being a bit lazy and would love to be a bit more productive, please tag them in this video or send it to them in a DM. My name is Brett Cusack from The Confident Musician, where we help musicians to overcome self-doubt and overwhelm and create more confidence than you ever thought possible. And until next time, make music, make a difference, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. Bye.